Good morning. How are you? We all. It's morning here. I don't know what time of day it is wherever you are in the world. However, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I wanted to jump on and talk about um, anger and resentment and what it really does to us when we hold on to these emotions. It's something that I notice quite a lot with um, a lot of people, is that they're actually holding on to an enormous amount of anger towards people and situations in their lives. Um, and it's something that people really need to start understanding is not healthy and not good. Um, I've been hearing a lot saying that, anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get ill. And that's very, very true. It is something that is toxic for only one person in that situation, and that person is you. If you're holding on to anger towards somebody, it's a form of self-harm, basically. If you are blaming and angry and resentful towards everybody else in your life and not going inward and looking at what it is within you that you are not matching up with, that you're not agreeing with, that you're not liking, then you're going to get really, really not well. Because when we hold on to these emotions and energies, we hold them in our bodies. What is an emotion? It is energy in motion. It is an energetic frequency that we are holding within our bodies and not releasing. So when we're feeling angry or resentful for someone, we have to really look deep at the situation that is unfolded and our part in it, and really what it is that this situation has brought to our lives. What lesson has this person that you're feeling angry with brought to your life? And how have you dealt with that situation? How could you deal with that kind of situation better in the future? Because really, people and situations, difficult situations, arise in our life to teach us lessons, to help us grow and move forward. So what you may be perceiving as something that is really negative or annoying or just shit is actually something that could be really powerful and really, really help you in a massive way. So when you're feeling angry towards somebody, one, you're really just feeling angry towards something in yourself that you're not looking at and you're not healing. And two, having that anger and spurting angry negative words about that person is not directly affecting that person in any way. However, it is putting you in a state of dis-ease. This is how and where we get ill, because we are unable to process and release emotions properly. This is a massive, massive problem with humans, is they're not realizing where dis-ease comes from. So yeah, this kind of might seem like a ramble and a bit of a rant, and I guess it is in a way, because I feel it in my solar plexus today. I feel this kind of urge to get this message out, and I'm not angry with anyone. I'm not resentful towards anyone. I realize that the people and the situations in our lives are they're gifts. They're gifts in sometimes in not very nice packages. And when you can get to a place where you can understand that, you can shift these emotions from your body very, very quickly. You can feel it, you can acknowledge it, and then you can let it go. But it's when we don't let ourselves feel it, acknowledge it, or let it go, that's when we carry these things inside us. And physically, we carry them inside our bodies, which leads to us becoming ill. Because these energies, these feelings, these emotions, they have nowhere to go other than the weakest part of our body and manifests illness. That's exactly what happens. This has been my belief for a long, long time. So yeah, getting back to anger and resentment. Nobody is affected by your anger and your resentment other than you. Yes, you may project your anger onto the people around you, which makes people feel uncomfortable, but really the only person who is affected by that anger is you. So, and it's the same with resentment. And you're holding on to something that is so negative and so uncomfortable, and not looking at the deeper purpose, not looking at the reasons why that situation has arrived in your life, why you have created that situation to arrive in your life. This is the crux of what we have to get to. We are massive creators. We create every situation in our lives, and people are uncomfortable with that truth. People want to blame everything outside of themselves for the occurrences in their life. And it's just not reality. We form and create every experience we have in our lives. And it's hard to say that for somebody who's been through the things that I've been through with my daughter and my pregnancy and her health and her illnesses and her surgeries. It's hard to accept that I may have created these situations in my life, but I understand why these situations have come about. I do not feel poor me. Oh my goodness, what happened? Why did this happen to me? I understand that these situations happened because of a much greater purpose. And that's what we need to start doing. We need to start looking at the situations in our lives from a wider perspective other than being right in it. Because when you're right in it, you don't have any control over any of it. When you're right in it, you're unable to see it from a balanced perspective. So we need to detach ourselves slightly from the situations that we're in and observe more than be consumed. So this is my message today. It was a little, what's the word? Punchy. But I think this message needs to get out, and I think people need to really start to listen to themselves and listen to their bodies and listen to the things that they're feeling and really look deep into all of the areas of their lives and understand why these things are happening, why these things are coming up in their life, what it is about their lives that they need to address or focus on, especially if you have a recurring pattern in your life. If you have a recurring pattern of experiences with other people or situations, you need to really look deep into yourself and understand why these things are happening. And this is partly why I do the work I do, because when you reach that contact with your higher self knows exactly why and can help you fully understand and integrate the reasons why these situations are coming up in your life. Also, something I do in my sessions, and it's not something that I've been taught, it's not something that it's not something I ever intended to do. It's just something that tends to happen because I see it like nothing understands your emotion more than the emotion itself. So when I speak to my clients, I go right in and I speak to that anger, that sadness, that emotion, and I ask, why are you here? What is your purpose? Do you want to be here? Do you need to be here? And it's amazing the answers that come from when you speak to the consciousness of the emotion in your body. And I know that sounds a bit woo-woo to some people, but when you speak to the consciousness of the emotions that are in your body and what they are doing to your body, it's incredible. It's incredible the healing that can occur. Sometimes emotions are there so that you can realize that other emotions are stuck in there. I had a client who was, I've just done an article about this session actually. There's something, it was quite in depth about it. But yeah, it's a client who, she wanted to know why she was so angry and why she was so sad. And she wanted to know why. She didn't understand why she had this sadness and this rage in her. And really, the sadness was there because it wasn't being acknowledged. The sadness about the situations that had unfolded in her life, she wasn't acknowledging it. She wasn't giving it the time and the acceptance so it could be released. So it was trapped. It felt very, very trapped and very, very neglected. And then we went in to ask why the anger was there and what it was doing there. And the anger was like, well, I'm here because I needed her to realize that the sadness is here. I needed her to notice that something was really, really wrong and something was going on. So that's why I'm here. And that was really fascinating, that these two emotions were kind of trapped within her because she wasn't acknowledging the first one. The second one had to come along to wake her up, to get her angry, to get her mad. So it's a really, really interesting way of understanding and releasing your emotions, and something I really, really enjoy doing in my sessions with my clients. So if you have these emotions in your body and you don't know why they're there or where they're coming from, a lot of the time, sometimes they just need to be acknowledged, and we can do that in a BQH session. So again, if you would like to speak to me, have a session with me, I'll link all my information below. My website is www.rafaelasoulsessions.com. Thank you for listening to this fairly punchy ramble about anger and resentment. And please just give yourself the time, the space, and the freedom to really process your emotions and really understand the powerful lessons that come up in our lives, and find a way to thank the people and the situations that arise for their time and their efforts, because really they are gifts. They are gifts wrapped up in not very comfortable packages sometimes. So that is my message for today. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon. All right, bye.